Hmm? Ah! Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Alex.
Lizzie.
And today I actually scooted up again. Our special guest is actually front and center, and that is your favorite bartender, Tom, aka Reid Price. And thank you so much for taking the time and stopping by and doing all the wonderful things that you do. So how shooting's done, right?
Season 2 is officially wrapped. Yes.
So I guess it's merry happy from year because it's all in the can. And without giving too much away, because I got a bone to pick with your character. Was there more Tom than in the last season?
In season 2, is there more Tom than last season? I can't answer that.
Okay.
What a way to start, eh?
Can you be a little less specific?
The season comes in hot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It left hot.
Yes, exactly. So right off the start, there's going to be quite a bit going down, and I'm pretty sure you may see Tom involved.
You know what? We have been chomping at the bit to talk to you. I know we've been talking off and on, but that last scene of season 1, or the second to last scene, there's a lot of fan theories, and you're in the center of it. And have you heard any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I do a pretty good job keeping an eye on what the fans are saying. It's so fun and interesting to be a part of this theory crafting show. And then extra special for me personally and fun to see all the conversations around my character.
Yeah.
I was amazed. I'd be sitting there sometime shortly after season wrap, just on my phone and showing my girlfriends that, look, they're talking about Tom there. They think this, they think that, they're wondering this. And so it's been really fun to see that happening and see the fan engagement. And I'm sure other people, other castmates are feeling the same way about the fan interaction. That's been really fun to see and kind of even be a part of a little bit, because everybody's quite open to hopping in the Facebook groups and interacting here and there, which I think is really fun. Yeah.
I think I have several questions to start off, and Alex might have to be quiet for a minute.
Which is hard for me.
Of course, now I can't.
Oh, I just lost you.
Oh, I think we lost you there, Lizzie. That being said, let me ask you until she can get her audio straightened out.
Yep.
How did you come upon this job, and what happened there?
So the job of Tom specifically from or in acting?
No, actually, let's start with from, and then we can start with acting as well.
Right. I suppose it is a from podcast. So.
Yeah. What the heck? Why the heck not?
There's Lizzie back. I heard the chuckle.
Okay.
So got it the old-fashioned way, I suppose. Had the audition opportunity come through from my agent. Saw the email, and then he gave me a call. Said they're looking to audition you. I actually auditioned for a different role on the show first.
Can you say who?
I don't wanna.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not.
Cool. It's cool, and of course, who they cast was amazing. But
of course, it is
to be a part of auditioning for something and then see it go to somebody else.
Right.
Amazing. Everybody.
You know what? I'll tell Harold if I ever get to meet him. It's okay. He really isn't carrying the show like you would have. It's okay. I know he's very devastated that he got the small role that he got, because I know he was up for Tom the Bartender.
You got it, and I couldn't keep it to myself on set. I'd be if I was Boyd, I might do this, Harold. Or
Exactly.
maybe I
Exactly.
projected this," you know, letting him know how it really should be. Kidding, of course, man.
How you would have done
Hanging
it.
with Harold on set is brilliant, though. What a brilliant, wonderful, kind man. Can't say enough good things about that guy.
That's
Um,
awesome. So now that
tier.
I'm back,
Yep. Welcome back.
of course, I forgot my question again. It'll come.
Yeah.
I wanted to start with this anyway. So in the
You unmuted yourself again, Lizzie.
Oh, it just muted.
Just muted again. She's killing me. It's honest to God, we've actually done this
talking
once
with
before.
my
Reid.
hands. I'm just gonna sit here with my arms crossed.
Pretend you're in the box.
Yeah, I'm in the box.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, or that too. So when we first started reaching out to hopefully have you on the show, you mentioned that you were toggling between the show and video game designing.
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you go from that to acting, or is it just what is that all about?
A really gracious owner at the video game studio. I'm studio head at a game company called Red Meat Games, and so the juggle has been interesting because I keep telling our owner, I say, you know, things are just getting rolling with me in acting, and I keep saying, you know, I didn't exactly expect this. I didn't exactly plan for this. I didn't exactly anticipate needing to bug you for extra days off and that sort of thing. So I believe we've met in the middle really nicely, and she's navigating my acting career with me while also ensuring I'm able to be a leader at the company and do my game design thing, where I've been a 3D artist and a sound designer and musician for years, and making games for all kinds of different systems and Xbox, PlayStation, yada yada.
My very good, there's a bunch of us that podcast on the network, and every night we play Dead by Daylight.
Oh, nice.
It's not nice. It's actually pretty much an addiction. And my wife actually, like, it's so bad that my 8-year-old daughter's like, oh geez. But you know what, and again, I tried to look up what type of games you guys are doing. Are you good? What is the goal of that? I mean, is it more genre like From, which is horror, Dead by Daylight, or are you guys trying to do just about everything with it?
It's funny that you bring up Dead by Daylight and From too, because we've made a game that was like Dead by Daylight, if I remember correctly. I used to play with my nephew a little bit. It's like a hunt or be hunted type game.
Yeah. And they have characters either real or made up from movies and whatever.
Right. Yeah, all the horror guys and whatnot. So I love horror games way more than I love horror movies. I'm a big Resident Evil guy, big Silent Hill guy. And with what kind of games are we making at Red Meat Games? A little bit of everything under the sun over the years. The company's been around for somewhere around eight or so years now, and we've done handheld games and PlayStation games, PC games, virtual reality games. Our most recent release is called Sentience, and it's also a hunt or be hunted free-to-play game where you're a robot, and you could be a rogue robot who's blending in with your other robots, and you're trying to essentially escape and become sentient. So you're blowing up machines and you're sabotaging certain things in this outer space type realm. Or you could be like the big cop or the big baddie robot hunting the other players down. A lot similar to Dead by Daylight.
Right.
So it happens to be quite similar. We also released Bring to Light a few years ago, which was a horror exploration game that was really cool and spooky, and I did all the sounds for that, and I had a blast making all the creepy sounds.
So have you talked to the powers that be to have the From video game yet? Because I gotta tell you, not for nothing, it would be an excellent. I mean, I know you're probably familiar with The Last of Us, and that's like a really big,
one of my favorites of all time, man.
And we're actually doing a podcast, not us, but the network's doing a whole podcast on that, and on the new show. And there's so many questions. And I know it's only been 10 episodes or so of this show, and I know I'm gonna take Lizzie's thunder. Every time you watch an episode, you learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I know Lizzie has some more questions, so I was kind of stalling there for her. So I'll just let her go, because I know if I don't, I'm never going to hear the end of it.
You never hear the end of anything, actually.
I will say quickly, though, I constantly think of how From would be transferred to a video game and how that would work in the design perspective. I'm always thinking of it. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. This would be cool. That'd be neat. It's always on my mind. I can't avoid it.
Exactly.
I'm not good at the games like that. I play Forge of Empires. That's the extent of my gaming.
Oh,
terrible.
Nice. That's old school.
It is old school. I mean, part of it is I just play it so that, like, I write and I write horror. I don't like watching horror movies, but I love writing horror. So when I'm feeling stuck, that's what I'll play to kind of get the mind going, you know?
Yeah.
But I noticed that you said you're a musician, but you posted this awesome video of your brother today.
Yeah. He's a real musician. I pretend.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he just, at first I had to do a double take to figure out if that was you or not. You guys look very similar, but wow, talent must be just overflowing in your family.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. So we take the compliments in stride and are thankful for that. But yeah, we do hear that a lot, and it certainly makes you feel good. And my little brother's Chad Price, and he's been grinding at music for about 10 years now. He's released 3 albums. His latest came out very recently. It's called Introversion. And funny enough, on that post, I called it Introverted. I said, check out his new album, Introverted. And my brother commented, thanks for the love, brother. By the way, you got the album title wrong.
You know what?
He put hashtag Twyla's son, which is my mom. So we're teasing my mom because she does stuff like that all the time. So I'm following closely in her footsteps for sure. But that performance was great. It was on the CBC Canada New Year's Eve broadcast, and we were all gathered around the TV watching that while he played at a dope.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. He's killing it.
Well,
oh my gosh, your poor mother.
Well, I will say, family seems to run and be very important to you, because looking at your Instagram and all that, it's always about family. It's always about your friends and whatever else. But there is another love that I saw that you like, which I know Lizzie will start snoozing about, which is sports. It looks like you're a little bit of a sports nut. I'm assuming the Canadians are your team.
Yes, I'm a big Habs fan, Montreal Canadiens. I grew up in Ontario, though, so you'd think I'd be a Leafs fan, but I love my Habs, baby.
I understand. I mean, how could you not? I'm a huge Ranger fan myself. So
nice.
One of my greatest moments was I got to go up to Toronto to go to the Hall of Fame, and I actually got to see the Rangers play the Maple Leafs. And one of the commentators actually was a Maple Leaf, but also played for the Rangers, Mark Osborne. So,
very cool.
So, is there any translation from your sporting career, because I know you played a pretty high level in the minors, I believe, into your acting and into your gaming career?
What was that? Any
type of crossover in terms of work ethic or the way you approach stuff?
Big time. Sports psychology. I'm always looking into that and learning more about that and how to translate that sort of mentality, winning and competing and camaraderie mentality from the sports world into acting as well as game development. I think like an athlete. I think like an intelligent athlete. So
we all try to think like that too.
Yes, not the airheaded old tropes and stuff like that, but a thinker and somebody who is very sharp at working and collaborating with others and helping people rise up as best they can alongside myself and that sort of thing. So the whole sports mentality and leadership and winning mentality is constantly with me. And it's outside of my parents' upbringing, possibly the biggest influence of my life of what I like to think is just forming a decent person who's there for his teammates, whether that be fellow coworkers or fellow acting partners, and even extended to cast crew and directors and that sort of thing too. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, there's definitely a correlation to Division I or minor league athletes and people that are successful in business because they have that work ethic and they know what it takes to do what you do.
Absolutely.
That being said, Lizzie, did you have
Of
something?
course. Of course. And I'm just keeping my hands still. So one of the things that I really love about the show, it's innumerable actually. Like the show had me from the beginning. There is a conversation between you and the character Donna in the bar. And she's fabulous. Everyone on that show is just fabulous. Like it's top notch, but she's got this lengthy career behind her along with being an instructor. So what was it like to film that scene when the two of you are talking?
Yeah, that was it was cool. For me, it's cool to just get a scene with other cast members and see who I'm going to work with once I see the scripts. I'm like, all right, I get to work with Liz and Ricky here. So I wasn't a part of that scene too much, but they were in my bar and some big shit just went down the night before. Death and mayhem, right? So everyone was dejected and upset and probably at their lowest of the moral totem pole there. So I was just trying to be light in that scene, my character, and then I kind of got shooed away. Well, so that Donna and Ricky could have a real conversation. I probably had some potato vodka in the back room,
which we know it was real from what we talked to Lizzie. I mean, she told me you were on the bottle all the time. I'm kidding.
How else are you gonna get through working there?
I'm telling you, it's a tough job. You're there for like 5 scenes the whole season.
Oh yeah, I will say though in that scene with Lizzie and Ricky in particular, you know, I remember saying to them, I mean this when I say it, but I said it was a real pleasure getting to be a fly on the wall and watching you two act, because it was kind of light for me, you know, and I do my thing off the top and be lighthearted and act, and then I get shooed away, and then I'm literally just listening or peeking in a window and being like, oh, they're crushing it because. Yeah, they that was a pretty big scene. It was lengthy and they had a lot to do and it was emotional and there was depth and a lot of feeling and it had to come out of there and they crushed it. And I said to them that was great. And I always hope that in saying those compliments that I mean from my heart doesn't throw anybody off or make them overthink certain things. I hope that, you know, they were thankful. So and I certainly meant it. So
yeah,
just like them and everybody, what a pleasure to work with this cast, man. Like, don't get me wrong.
We were fortunate enough to have Liz on. She was actually our first guest. And, you know, we were just awestruck at first because it's her, you know, she's just so amazing. And, but just having this conversation with her, just talking about the show, talking about other things that she's done, it just, you know, it calmed us down. So like now by the time I'm going with the hands again. Now that we're getting to you, I feel like, you know, we're old pros with From.
Oh yeah. Let's get it.
Yeah, no. So do we get any backstory this season on your character at all? Or because I know they sometimes do some like one-offs, you know, they did that with Boyd, they did that with a bunch of other people. And it's funny because in the beginning of the plot episode, I mean, you're kind of involved in the whole thing. It's your fault he was at the bar. No, I mean, but it's kind of an interesting thing how one incident it's kind of like that rock and everything is kind of going from there, from that one guy being drunk, everything has kind of gone to crap. And, you know, do we get any more backstory on your character, or because you're not just a bartender, you're kind of a smart guy in this show.
Yeah, he's certainly a thinker, a philosopher by career. I find Tom to be very interesting. And I loved that I saw a lot of the fans of the show wondering about Tom too. What's the real depth of this guy? Especially the stuff when it's like, does he know more? Is he leading on false pretenses?
Is it his voice on the other end of the radio? Oh, did that come out?
Yeah, I know. What does Tom know about Julie digging a hole?
No kidding, eh?
It's like, I wonder what it is. No, but and I think that these are great conversations to have. And the fact that season 2 is coming in so soon, I can't wait to.
Is it so soon?
Well, isn't it next
month?
You know that? Is it going to be in February or not?
Do you know? We don't know officially.
Okay.
We don't know officially. I can only say from guesstimation, so don't nobody hold me to it or anything. But I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'll be sometime in March.
Oh, okay.
Is a guess.
You know what? It's recorded. Yeah. It's recorded and it's on the internet, so it must be true.
Well, who knows?
Now, we asked this of the other actors, and Hannah was the only one that really could answer it because she was the only one at the time when we recorded it. It actually got to Canada. So what was the reaction when you finally, after doing all this filming, after all these months / sounds like years, your show that you've been saying you were on, that nobody believed you were on probably, it finally hit the airwaves, so to speak. How did the reaction in Canada of your friends and then the extended people?
Oh, it was like, finally, we had to wait so damn long, and it's there. It's in Canada on Paramount Plus. And doing well. And so the reaction was really fun because people heard so much about from my social medias and Facebook and whatnot, friends and family, but they couldn't really see it, just previews and stuff like that. So it was kind of on people's minds, but not really. Now, some people gained access to it and knew about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I've heard.
And I'd see people, and I do have some family in the States too. Who had saw it already. Now with From was probably more than any other show or movie I've been a part of where I would get random messages from friends or acquaintances and be like, is that you? Shot at me behind the bar pouring a drink or something. So I got a lot of that, and that always makes my day. But From is the biggest show I've been a part of where friends and family alike come up and say, when is season 2 come out?
Yeah.
When does it drop? I'm not watching that show just because you're in it, Reid. I need answers. What is happening? I'm so ready, so pumped. When's the date, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe March, but don't hold me to it. It's just a guess. But,
well, if it's not March, I'm coming after you. I mean, it's bad enough that you're a Habs fan.
Oh my God!
Come on, dude. Come on.
The cuffs, Alex.
I'm telling you. Anytime you come down to New York, you, me, Ranger game, I don't care.
Let's go.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter because it's hockey. It just
we'll fight before or after the game, but
absolutely.
Oh my God!
You know what? And I say this:
either of those teams fight. Are they big fighters? I know Tampa Bay is a big fighter team.
Jeez, I don't. You know what, Lizzie? I don't think anybody's officially a big fighter anymore. The last
exactly.
Years. It's dwindled.
Yeah.
Good and bad,
now, just so you know,
that's what I love about hockey. Like when the gloves go flying off. And then the other guy pulls the shirt up over the other guys so he can't fight. He's like this. I love hockey fights. I am not a violent person.
Don't let her kid you.
I do horrific things with words. And I love hockey fights, but that's the extent of it.
It is exciting. What could I say? Of course, there's so much more to the game, but how can you deny the fights? It's a special part of the sport.
Hey, Reid, when I first met her down in Atlanta, after talking to her for months, my nose used to be straight. She just punched me right out.
And she's handsome.
I just, no, but there's nothing. And I tell people this all the time. It's one of the few sports if you don't see it live, you don't appreciate it.
Yes.
If you see it on TV, it's one thing, but if you see it live, there's nothing better.
No.
But
Oh my God.
And the World Juniors just won literally down the street from me yesterday, and it's huge in Canada watching the World Junior hockey.
I know. I know it is huge. Now I do want to talk about something else that you did, a little movie that I think you're a little bit proud of, which is Dawn and her dad in the tractor.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, could that be any more of a awful transition? But
I'll tell you real quick. No, that's okay. But the title always gets people. I was talking to one of my best friend's parents the other day randomly. I saw him walking down the street, and I said, They didn't even know I was acting. And I said, check out Dawn or Dad the Tractor on Crave. And then by the time we left, he's like, okay, I'll check out Don and his tractor. And then my buddy talked to him later that day, and he's like, I gotta call you, dude. And he's on the phone. He's like, so my parents told me this movie you're in. They're excited to watch a guy in his tractor.
Exactly. Talk about mailbox. I mean, like, yeah, I'm surprised even the tractor was in there by the time it got done. So, you know, I know it's a really serious movie, and it's talking about a real life story. Could you tell us a little bit about, you know, your part in it, and you know, how that all came about and how you came about going in it?
Yeah, it was really cool for me to be a part of Donner Dad the Tractor. It all kind of came out last minute. Like I was cast probably with about a month to go before shooting, maybe even slightly less. So it was all like, and it happened. So I'll try to be as quick and succinct of this, but there's a lot of cool parts about how this came to be. So Donner Dad the Tractor is about a young trans woman who comes home to her family farm to mourn the death of her mother, and her family has to reconcile her transition. I play Dawn's sister's fiance, so I'm kind of a bit of a fly on the wall to all the, you know, family dynamics going on. But my character was kind of a fun-loving, lighthearted guy who kind of gets it. He kind of flows with this transition of this young lady and is able to kind of help navigate some of the family, especially her sister, my character's fiance.
Right.
It's a great movie. It's perfect tone. I actually put it on when I was home for the holidays. I hadn't seen it in a while. It was on TV. And as soon as it starts, I'm like, that's so nice. The music's perfect. The visuals. So definitely check that out. It's on Crave TV here in Canada. But how I got it was Shelley Thompson is the director and writer of that movie. I love Shelley. She's a fantastic actor, a wonderful writer, and she's really getting into writing and directing more now. And she's killing it. She auditioned me late, and they gave me the role somehow. And the funny part was my girlfriend works in makeup, hair and makeup and wardrobe, but specifically makeup. She's actually a makeup artist on From.
Oh, geez.
Well, yeah, so she does my makeup sometimes, which is cool. And in Dawn, she gave me a black eye, and that was cool for certain scenes and stuff. But weeks before I was cast in this movie, my girlfriend was telling me about this movie, Donner Dad the Tractor, and she's going to be doing hair and makeup. And she said, it's great. It's wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, this character Byron would be perfect for you. And I said, I'm playing video games, something, probably Dead by Daylight or something, Rocket League, NHL 22. And I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Well, good luck shooting. It's going to be cool. And then lo and behold, a few weeks later, an audition lands on my lap extremely unexpectedly. I believe they had somebody else in mind who couldn't do it, in all honesty. And bing, bang, boom, then I'm in the movie. And it's my biggest opportunity with a film. And it's a really nice role. And I couldn't be more thankful and lucky that that's how that happened. And it turned out to be a wonderful movie. And
so the bottom line is have a girlfriend that's in the business to get you work.
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. And it was her. And it was a fella named Taylor Olson who has been fantastic for me. And he put my name forward as a suggestion to Shelley. And there's been times when Morgan's mentioned me to Taylor for other things that he's done. And word of mouth. And then I show up and try my best not to trip over a cord or a camera.
And pretty soon you're going to be on award shows. You know what I'm saying?
I'm wondering when we're going to start seeing some of the cast doing conventions.
Yeah, you know, that's though I've had those thoughts related to the video games thoughts too, because video games do good at conventions and certain types of shows. I remember Harold saying early that this show is going to be great for conventions. So I want to see that too, and I've had a lot of thoughts about that and how cool that'd be to see everybody there. And
I know.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now. We're huge Walking Dead fans, and that's what this whole network's all about.
Nice.
And that's how we met, is through The Walking Dead.
I love The Walking Dead too. Early days. Give me zombie shit all day, baby.
Did you finish it?
No. So I got through about 5 seasons. I
the Negan years.
But yeah, it was good. But I'll tell you what happened. I'll be honest. I'm being vulnerable here. But I had broke up with an old girlfriend like 10 years ago, and we used to always watch it. So I just kind of dropped it off my plate. I can't watch this anymore. And then I stopped, but it was all for the best because Breaking Bad was picking up then, and I was watching Dexter a lot then
Breaking
too.
Well,
Bad.
if you ever decide to go back to it, it actually finishes really strong.
Okay, nice.
And
Very strong.
very strong. But the one thing I was going to say, Harold reminds me a lot of Andrew Lincoln.
Wait,
in
which guy's that now? Did I get it?
Rick Grimes.
The two main characters remind me of each other. I'm saying,
Yeah.
and the reason I say that is because they've created. I mean, I know everybody says the Frumley and all this. It's very much the same type of feel where it is a family, and if God forbid somebody does die on the show, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
When Father,
Catcher.
thank you. I was going to say Catcher. I'm like, oh my God, when he
You got
died, I on that
It was
episode,
so shocking.
we're like, holy shit. Like they're no joke. They're going to kill anybody. Everybody does not have plot armor. Maybe Harold, but other than that, everybody is on the table. And I think that's what's great about this show. And everybody that we've talked to so far has said that this is just one big family collection of toys that have come together and made something great. And at least if you guys are faking it, you're doing a really good job of it, because it sounds like, and it feels like that really, it just feels like it would be perfect for conventions and people really getting into it. And I'm glad to hear that you guys are hearing all these theories as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see you at a convention. I vend at conventions most of the time.
Me too.
And Alex just goes to them. What's that?
Me too, for video game stuff, showing off.
Oh, really?
Here. So yeah, I'm in a booth there getting people putting on VR headsets and letting them go to town on games and stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, what's your schedule this year? My first one this year is Atlanta Comic-Con.
Oh, cool. I actually did a convention in Atlanta not too long ago. DreamHack. It's a video game specific one, yeah.
Oh my God, I looked at that and I wasn't sure if I would fit. I write, I sell my books, and then I also have this other stuff I do called Drunk Animals.
Drunk Animal?
You can't make it up. This is what I have to work with, Reid. I mean, come on.
That's what I do, dude. I work in make-believe.
I know.
As does Reid.
Hell yeah.
So, and pretty soon, what she's trying to do is get you to make the video game of Lizzie's Lost Girls. But we're just gonna.
That would be a good video game.
But that said, I do want to talk about another one of your projects that I think you're a little bit proud of, because you put it on your Instagram and stuff, and that is being Detective Brooks on the Center.
Oh Brooks.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that, and the Center, and how you liked it, and anything that goes along with it.
Yeah, for sure. So booking the Sinner was so damn cool. I'm not a huge TV film buff. Like usually on set and stuff, like names are getting thrown around, or my girlfriend's great, she'll throw out names. I'd be like, I don't know who that is, or I don't know that show. Like I should probably be better, but I somewhat pride myself on kind of being a little oblivious. But with the Sinner, I didn't know what this show was.
Okay.
Until after I got the audition, and I said, well, I better Google it. I saw it. I'm like, what the hell? This show is huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I binged it. For some reason, Netflix loaded up season 3, so I watched 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
And I was blown away by the show. And then I started realizing that the lead actor in it, whose name I'm blanking on right now, but I adore this man. He's wonderful. And I started realizing that he's in old movies that I loved, like Casper from the 90s.
Right.
Bill Pullman is that?
Bill Pullman, thank you.
Yeah.
And he was so kind to me, took me right under his wing and was showing me around the set.
Oh my God, that's so awesome to hear.
Okay. He's in one of the greatest movies ever, dude.
While you were sleeping.
Spaceballs.
Of course. Hello.
While you were sleeping.
To make it, man.
I mean, come on. My Schwartz is as big as yours.
Yes. So that was my big thing when I saw Bill Pullman and saw his IMDb. I was like, no shit. So I wanted to ask him, and I never did have the the kahunas to do it. But
the other one, of course, is Independence Day, and one of my good friends can do the speech.
Oh, nice.
Verbatim for Independence Day, and it's just like, I hate to say it, I think he does it almost better than Bill, but we won't. Bill's not going to be listening to this, so don't worry about it.
He wouldn't even mind.
He wouldn't even mind. No, but
I wish we would have a president that would give a speech like that.
Well, that's maybe one in Canada, but America might be a little bit more difficult.
I think we would just finally come together as a country.
But how about some unification, man?
Yeah,
from start to finish.
Yeah.
So when you're working with these big people that you don't realize are big people,
yeah, exactly. I figured it out with Bill, though. I'm like,
yeah.
It's like, I know you from something. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
So forgive me, but do you think you're gonna come back to it, or you're just waiting, or
come back to what?
I'm saying the dinner. I'm saying, like, are they gonna get more episodes, or?
Oh, okay. So the show is done as far as we all know.
Okay.
So if it comes back, it would be a surprise.
Okay.
But you never know, man. You never know.
Well, they brought Manifest back out of it was on NBC, and then it just came back on Netflix. So you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Has another season dropped on that?
The last season just dropped on Manifest, but it was on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know that one, of course. That's like, you mean 90% of the time.
Okay. Again, I know it's oblivious, and that's okay. We don't care. But in terms of because I know you don't do a lot on the show, but you do a lot in terms of. I'm really surprised they haven't done more with the bar. Because it's kind of like a centrally located place. The diner is really that. Now, someone that loves music as well as your brother, it's in the family. What's your take of the music? Because music has such a big soundtrack in this show.
Yeah.
And what kind of music are you like? What do you listen to along, as a second part of that question?
Oh, okay. I'm a huge music guy. Way better with music than I am with films and shows. But I listen to a pretty wide range of music, but generally I like my old school soul, a lot of funk, a lot of soul. Give me Stevie Wonder all day, give me Michael Jackson all day, Prince all day. The list goes on in that realm. And now with more modern stuff I listen to, it seems that Spotify categorizes it as indie soul often comes up. So
okay.
A lot of really nice new artists that I love that are in that sphere, like Alex Isley and Hiatus Coyote from Australia, and so many more. And I'd be lost without music, that's for sure. So I'm sure if Tom was anything like me, he'd be playing music at the bar. And there is a stack of CDs back there that we kind of chuckle at. There's some hilarious albums within this stack. I'm sure he'd be playing that and doing stand-up comedy nights and karaoke nights and all that stuff.
Oh, of course, because what else are you going to do at night besides be terrified and drink?
Exactly.
I mean that's all you can do.
I mean, we had to shut
the best musicians then.
We started throwing darts everywhere, but
hey,
we do everything else.
Oh, geez. Do you listen to anything in particular? Because I know some actors, because I know music's a big deal. Is there like a certain music or I should say certain song or anything that you like to listen to before you do your scenes or anything?
Not particularly, but I do like to just kind of get in my own head in a good way by listening to my playlist, which is usually pretty chill. But I have worked with actors who put on music right before filming scenes. So it was interest for me to be a fly on the wall to their process. Like the Amy Graining, the woman that plays my fiance and Donner Dad the Tractor, would listen to music to get in certain sad headspaces and, deep sorrow headspaces. And I'd be sitting there watching the poor girl and be like, oh, you're crying. We're not even filming yet. Like,
yes, we are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Who said action? Yell it louder.
Yeah. Get on your mark. Everybody back to one.
Always for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What is your favorite part of set life?
Ooh, yeah. So my brothers and stuff would want me to say food.
I was gonna say craft services.
They always tease
I know.
me.
How
eating.
has your what do you call it, catering been since back from what do you call it?
COVID.
The
COVID?
pandemic, yeah.
Pretty good, but I didn't do a ridiculous amount before COVID. Like things are just
Oh,
picking
okay.
up for me significantly well the last few years. But I'm not picky. I'm not a picky eater, and I'm a thankful eater. So when I get a mediocre lunch, I'm crushing that shit, and I'm pumped, and I'm taking pictures of it and to my girlfriend. That's the only time I take a selfie is me in the trailer,
Yeah.
with my lunch open in the window, being like, roast beef today, baby.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know. I've just seen a really huge decline in catering since we've come back.
I've seen a lot of ups and downs. I will say that.
I have been down more than I have been up.
From's been great. There's another shows I won't even name because I'm being respectful. That have been
Yeah.
just like I better bring
Everything with Bill Pullman in it.
No.
No, but you know what? Hey, and that's just the way sometimes shows are. I mean, they do have their ups and downs, and we are in a new world. I mean, you know, you guys are filming, and all of a sudden, you know, a natural disaster hits you guys in the middle of shooting, and everybody is taking cover. And you know, it just trying to negotiate, trying to get into the location it seemed like it was a problem, and you guys have not had an easy time. So the fact that this is even in the can, never mind a popular show, is just a miracle for us as fans, because it was definitely hard work trying to get it on the screen. It seems like, as an outsider looking in.
You got that right. We're all grateful, man. People are working, still supporting their families. Nova Scotia's doing well in film in particular.
Right.
In a particularly safe zone throughout the pandemic. So there's some thankful people. And so when you see the fans pumped about it, it's some huge cherry on the top.
So I know you have some time that's limited, and it's almost been up. What stuff?
I'm good today, by the way. I'm just waiting for my Habs game to come on. That's
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say something like that. So after this podcast, folks, we're just going to go right into the Habs game, and we're just going to do play-by-play, and we'll be good to go.
That'd be great.
That's it. I know you had done some other stuff. What's coming up for you, or what's stuff that we should know about you that you've done that people should take a look at?
Yeah, for sure. I suppose, geez, a lot of years of grinding, and if people deep dived on YouTube, they'd find some funny stuff, but I don't even think I know how to find some of this stuff. But I used to do a Toronto Blue Jays video podcast back in the day and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, geez.
I play these crazy, goofy characters that would, I'd go to the stadium and then a few people would notice, which filled my heart because we were like just grinding away, man. So much independent stuff over the years.
What about King and Pawn?
Yeah, King and Pawn. That's a great one. So we filmed that in Halifax, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. But once again, Taylor Olson, I mentioned him earlier for being in my corner and vouching for me a lot. He's like, we wrote this show. It's going to be on Bell 5 TV across Canada, and we'd like you to be the lead in it. So I said, wicked. That's dope. Thank you. And then I started looking at filming schedule and everything. I think we filmed approximately 15 days, maybe a little less. And I said, oh my God, Taylor, like I was thinking about it for a month. I said, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I could do it. And I hate saying no.
Of course, he wants to say no to something like that.
Oh yeah. So he ended up pulling some strings, and we filmed mostly on weekends.
Wow.
And I felt so guilty, but so thankful.
Yeah.
And we did it, and the show turned out great. And it keeps getting nominated for things at web and series awards at festivals.
Oh.
And, they're hoping to get it nominated for some Canadian Screen Awards now. And it's been so fun to do that. Labor of love. It was a low budget. Everybody come together and crushed it. So grateful to be a part of that. And it's the character is myself finds out who my real dad is, and then I find out that my real dad left his pawn shop to me, and I got to keep it afloat. and there's some rivals, some interesting characters who are trying to take me down, and I got to raise a certain amount of money by a certain time. And it's a goofy comedy that's fun, and it's got a lot of heart. And it's about family, and it's a great watch. I think we did 6 episodes, 5 or 6. It's a great quick watch. And now we're fingers crossed for season 2. But
awesome
to be a part of, and I didn't think I could do it. And then Taylor once again, baby, made it happen for me, and I was like, I can do weekends.
Well, if you start getting nominated for shows, then there might have to be more Tom, and there might have to be more Pawn. I mean, let's go. And then you're really gonna have a dilemma, because then you're gonna have to talk to your boss and be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I needed quite a bit of time off for Donner to have the tractor, and I called her up so nervous.
Can you just say that like 4 times? Like, and can you actually say that? Because I gotta say, that's a lot of words.
I know. I usually call it Dawn. I've always liked the name though, by the way. I thought it was cool, but it is tricky. I always call it Dawn short form, but Donner to have the tractor, Donner to have the tractor, Donner to have the tractor, Donner to have the tractor. Seashells by the seashore. Seashells.
I know, right? I mean, come on.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Woodchuck could chuck wood. Come on, baby.
There you go.
My God. Peter Piper picked a pack of
pepper. That's one I could never do. Peter Piper picked a pepper, something.
You're talking to the guy that has severe dyslexia, so I'm just lucky I can say my own name.
Yeah, you should.
You guys are great.
Not really.
But
half the time I can't even speak. So
there's another show too. Sullivan's Crossing.
Okay.
So this one, this is going to be a big show. Knock on wood. It's technically my biggest role I've had in a series. I'll be in all 10 episodes of Sullivan's Crossing, and this one is like the total opposite of From. It's a romantic drama, and this one's for fans of Virgin River.
Oh, really? Because there's no drama in that show.
Pardon me?
There's no drama in that show at all. I mean, they could be. My wife and I watch it. I know it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
When the plane had a problem going somewhere, I'm like, come on, can these people walk without tripping? And I love the show. It's like the guiltiest pleasure in the world.
Yes. It's monumentally huge, and it's from the same writer. The writer Robin Carr, who writes Virgin River, also writes Sullivan's Crossing. It's simply another book series. So that'll be on CTV Canada and Crave TV, and probably more in the future with distribution and whatnot. But same thing, different pile, but higher stakes, more drama.
Oh, God.
And it's good. It's good.
Oh, I can't wait. No, I'm all in. Yeah. I'm all in. It's just that I was saying to my wife, I'm like, come on. And Tim Matheson is on Virgin River, who is another famous actor in America because he's on one of the greatest movies ever, Animal House. And I'm just, and actually it does have a Walking Dead connection. Alex from Walking Dead, she was on The Walking Dead. She was actually Rick Grimes' love interest at one point.
Cool, nice.
That was probably you signed off in like season 5, right?
Oh, this is way after him.
Yeah. Well, no, it isn't, because she comes up in the latter part of season 5.
Oh, does she?
So season 5 starts off with the people in Terminus, the termites, the cannibals,
the people that were trying to eat people. Oh, see, you missed a good chunk of good stuff, man.
I know, man.
I'm telling you.
The season opener is one of the best episodes ever.
I came home and didn't know a thing about it and saw the end of the opener, like the last 2 minutes, and I freaked out. I was like, yo, and then they played it a few hours later on TV, and I watched it, was hooked. So it was such a surprise. I had no idea it was coming, and I was like, this is right up my alley.
Oh my God. My whole Halloween was planned for it. Yeah, actually, Alex, we would not have each other if
What's
it wasn't for that show. We wouldn't have each other for that. We wouldn't be sitting here with Reid.
Absolutely. Right. And she did a really light comedy on this podcast, on this thing, The Handmaid's Tale. It was a really light comedy.
Another Canadian show.
Much like Virgin River.
Yeah, much like Virgin River. There's no drama.
Very similar.
And so that when is that coming out?
So Sullivan's Crossing, I'm gonna guess again.
Oh, when you're guessing.
It's something like February or March. We'll see. I'm hoping for previews for Sullivan's Crossing soon, and also for From. But there's some fantastic actors in Sullivan's Crossing too, and I had a tremendous time filming that.
Right.
Very, very nice season. Very great connections. Just like I made great connections with people on From.
Do you notice? Oh, you got Scott Patterson in there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Scott Patterson, Chad Michael Murray, Morgan Cohen. I think that's how you say her last name. She's wonderful. The lead is a wonderful person on and off screen. Yeah, Lindora,
it looks like it's going to be a fun season, and and you're the star, so who cares, right? It's like it doesn't get any better than you. And let me guess,
I'm like the town bartender as well in this show, who runs a diner and bartender. So that's the same thing.
Oh, there you go.
So some days this year I was filming From and doing crazy fun From stuff, and then the next day I'd be on romantic drama, Sullivan's Crossing. So I had to switch the dial pretty quickly.
Yeah, because they're both serious, but in a totally different way.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
just making me wonder what you were doing on From.
Like, no, we got to go back and watch.
Did you have I know, like.
Well,
So-
it could, hopefully they do decide to use the bar a little bit more. And if it does, I mean, I have a Slytherin shirt on purposely for you because I think there's more to you than they're saying. And
Slytherin. He's calling you a Slytherin.
I'm really excited about the bus and seeing all the new characters and finding out what the hell is going on, because I have to say they've done a great job of a cliffhanger, and there's just so many questions that I know you can't answer that we need to watch the show. But
bus that Boyd in the
well or whatever that is.
Yeah, in the thing and oh gosh, and like I said, now have you?
Hold on, Alex. I'm
Okay.
going to interrupt you.
Oh, please do.
It's my turn.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! Look at me with the finger, with the teacher's finger. Sorry. But anyway, I wanted to jump back to something Alex, I think, asked about before.
Mhm.
Going back to, and we can only talk about season 1. Going back to the music, which song do you think was the most creepiest, the best fitting for what was going on, and
Okay,
how-
yeah. So the funnest one was absolutely the opener.
Yeah.
Which was We Got to Get Out of This Place by
the animals.
Animals. I was gonna say monkeys, something like that. Not right? That's not right.
No, world of difference.
That's the funnest one. It's a fun choice to kick things off.
Yeah.
I think the one about the boat by so and so, who you're gonna help me with the name, I hope.
No, we're gonna make you
Is that
sing.
Joan Baez?
I can see his face.
Yeah.
Curly hair. But it's
No, Joan's a woman.
If I Had a Boat. That might be the title of it. If I Had a Boat, something like that.
Yeah.
Related to
I'd never heard that
Boyd's
song
family. Yeah, I don't think I had either, but
I love it.
I saw it in the script first, I believed. I believe it was written in the script. Sometimes it says insert song, but I think that one might
I think
have
it's
been
I Love It. I think it's I Love It.
I Love It. You're right. It's I Love It. And I put that on my Spotify as I was reading the script. I think this is a correct memory that it was in the script, and I listened to it and I said, that's really cool, because that stuff with Boyd and the flashbacks with his family and the boat and the key.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
mean, that was a great episode. That was a great episode. Now, and again, what's your feeling on the different directors? Like, I mean, there was a couple of different directors in the season, in the first season, I believe. There's like one or two. In this season, is it the same type of thing, same directors, or?
It's the same type of thing, but I believe Jack Bender is directing more, directed more this season. But it is the same thing where we flip through a few different directors. For sure. Yes.
And how do you like doing that? Because I mean, you have one person that you're used to, and they have the show going in that scene in a certain direction. And I know probably the other directors are all talking to each other, and they wanted to go in that same direction. But sometimes it's not always like that. I mean, how do you? I mean, in all your career, how do you kind of negotiate all that in some ways?
Yeah. Well, I do my best to be as easy to work with as possible. And so I'm always battling, when do I speak up and when do I not? And
Okay.
so I'll be navigating that for the rest of my life. But I also really tap into the sports mentality of things, of how do we all get on the same page and support each other best as possible. So I think I do a pretty good job of being open to how different actors work and being malleable. I like to think, because there's certainly, or not actors, directors, actors too, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm able to go with the flow pretty well, but there's certainly directors that I can appreciate what they do a little more with certain approaches. And I see those things, and I just learn to appreciate them when they're there. And if they're not there with certain directors, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not good. They work different. Some are very sharp and straightforward, and you'll get stuff done quick. Some are very meticulous, and they'll be right in your ear, whispering to you what they'd like to see you to do next. And there's certain values from each of those approaches that I can appreciate. So
That's great. No, that's great. I was just curious because, I mean, one of the things that we've talked to, when we talked to both the Liz's and Hannah, you know, especially Liz Saunders, they're actors. I mean, you guys are grinding it out every day. And I mean, you know, pretty soon you're going to be a big star since you're on the next Virgin River. But no, and I say that, but it's just really fun to see working actors getting their due. And that's what's really neat about this show. Yes, there's stars. There has to always be a star, but the Harolds of the world, and you know, go down the list of people. It seems like there's no egos, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and it comes out on screen, and I feel it on set when we're all interacting with each other. Great level of fun and play and goofiness and lightheartedness. There, I don't feel many guards up at all.
That's great.
It is awesome to see, and I'll just say it once again. Harold is such a great leader on that set, and everybody appreciates him so damn much. His presence and his ability to be lighthearted and be in and out of joking just with everybody else. But the man gets shit done.
Yeah.
And you love to see it. Can't ask for a better leader on that set. But the whole dynamic is pretty damn cool.
So Lizzie, do you have any other questions? Please. I don't want to take your stage. Since I've taken the
now
whole
that
stage.
I have it.
I know, right?
I'm used to it. When we do I'm the one that does all the talking. Alex can barely get a word in edgewise.
I have listened to a couple episodes before, quite a while ago.
Well, thank you. You're the one. You're the one person that did. I appreciate that.
I saw it pop up on my Spotify. I said, "What's from? Let's check this out."
Yeah, see, once in a while.
And I'm not a podcast guy either, so yeah, I think you guys are doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Good thing we have it recorded so I can play that for her all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't necessarily listen to the ones that I'm making. Not unless I have to, basically. But when you know, Alex, now I'm stunted. You put me on the spot.
Okay, that's fine. I got some real
I notice you're on Instagram. That's where I've connected with you.
Right.
Has it been crazy? Like, have you just watched your followers just climb in number?
Not too much, but a little bit more than usual.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do get. It's definitely going up at a slow and steady pace, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, once Sullivan's Crossing goes, we're never going to hear from him again because he's going to have people doing his own Instagram. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I need a business doing that.
You know,
I get DMs from people quite a bit asking when the show is going to come out and this. I need answers to this and that.
I don't know.
I get those kind. I get the other kind where I'm just like delete.
Oh,
but I was out to dinner one night, and I'm gonna name drop just a little bit, but I was in Los Angeles with one of my students, and we were having dinner at a restaurant of an actor from The Walking Dead, but he came on long after you stopped watching because he's part of the Negan group.
Okay.
And I was with Gabe Matarazzo, who is on Stranger Things. And we were teaching this actor how to use Instagram because his big episodes were about to come up.
Yeah.
And Gaten's dad said, watch this. I'm going to just post this one thing. And we're sitting there and he posts it. Within like 1 minute, it was up over 30,000 likes.
Ooh, wow.
Just watching it go like that was just crazy.
That's crazy. To see that real time would be like, whoa.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, like I would never see that any other time. It's not like I'm like, hey, show me your Instagram. Let's post something. But you can't post anything that's real time when when you're out doing stuff. But has any of it really surprised you?
Like some of the kind of followers, viewership type stuff.
Yeah.
I get surprised even when I just post to my social media and like things get, a few hundred likes because I'm in From or The Sinner or stuff like that. I'm like, oh, these people care. That's cool.
You're an influencer. You didn't know that, Reid. You are an influencer.
Then I go back to my regular life of like, I take so many damn pictures in life and I post like maybe 0.1% of them with the intention of posting. And then I'll just never post it, like cool things at film festivals and on set, behind the scenes, cool stuff.
Yeah.
And only people that end up seeing it is my mom or my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's same thing with my phone. I'm like, I've got these pictures right now. I can't show anybody, but like I'll have these pictures and I'm like, I'm going to post that when that comes out.
Yeah.
It comes out. I don't even,
Yeah,
it's sitting in my phone.
Goes right by. But yeah, I don't put too much emphasis on that stuff or think about it too much, but I will admit that, when you do get engagement and when I do get engagement in here from fans and stuff like that, it feels good. It feels good. And I wouldn't ever deny that or try to be too cool for school. It feels good. It feels like you're doing something right. It's a nice ego boost seems heartfelt and healthy.
I want to let you out on this one because, these were all easy questions. I mean, but now we have the really tough questions. Okay. Who's your favorite hockey player?
Oh, of all time.
There's only one.
Okay. Well, give me 1 second. I just brought something home from London.
Okay. I figured this commercial is sponsored by the Habs. Oh, really? Wow. I would never think that you would say someone like that.
With the autograph.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So my buddy Brandon Prust, who I went to high school with, used to play for Calgary and the New York Rangers. And when he played for Calgary, I said, "Can you get me an Iginla jersey?"
Really?
So Jerome Iginla is my number one. I loved seeing a brother on the ice. I was playing hockey, and you didn't see too many brothers playing at the time.
I understand.
Yeah.
He was one where it was like, and he was damn good. I just wish he
wasn't he?
Out. Yeah. So him, and of course Gretzky, honorable mention.
I was gonna say, like, there's only one.
Yes, exactly.
From Canada.
A great one, man. And Ovechkin's actually going to beat his record. I can't believe it. Yeah. And I'm actually related to Grant Fuhrer.
Wait, hold on here. Say that again.
Yeah, I'm a relation to Grant Fuhrer. He's a relative. He's a cousin of some sorts.
Oh, that's amazing.
If I could bring my mom in, she could explain the lineage. But yeah, he looks just like all my uncles and everything. And
well, yeah, now that I do see kind of the family resemblance. I mean,
if I had his mustache, maybe that helps.
Well, and you're both going to be pretty successful. He was pretty good, I mean,
four
he played with that guy 99. So, I mean, it really helped in 11.
And falls in the best.
I mean, it's funny because when you see people at the top of their game, and I know Lizzie gets to see this when she does what she does in the acting world, and I know you get to see it when you do that. But when you see people do stuff that is greater than anybody can do, you're like amazed. The first time I ever got to see Wayne Gretzky play as a New York Ranger, it was like the greatest thing I've ever seen. And it's like, I mean, it was just, it's unbelievable.
There's certain talents that blow my mind, and I'm annoyed with myself for not being able to wrap my head around how great they were. And Gretzky's one of them. Michael Jackson is one of them. It just blows my mind, his ability to dance and sing and performance and career. And Yeah, those are the two. Gretzky.
Okay, another hard question. You ready?
Yep.
Best game you ever saw in person.
Oh, okay. It's not a hockey game.
Okay.
You a baseball fan at all?
A huge Yankee fan.
Oh, you son of a...
You suck. Yankees suck.
I know. This is what I have to deal with. This is what I have to deal with.
Exactly.
She's from Boston, so actually, you know what?
Alex.
Let's just mute her.
well,
We'll just take her off. We'll just take her off for a second.
Oh my God.
I did get to take in a game at Fenway. It was amazing. I love Boston. It was I think it was Toronto Blue Jays. I'm a big Blue Jays fan.
Okay.
Maybe 2015 or so, and they were in their wild card game.
Okay.
Versus the Baltimore Orioles. And it was the 11th, I believe. And Edwin Encarnacion was up to the plate. And I forget the pitcher's name, but I liked the matchup.
Right.
And I called it with my buds. I said, this is it. This is a good matchup. That son of a bitch hit that ball so far.
Right.
And won it with like a 2-run shot and pandemonium.
Right.
I've never high-fived so much. It lasted for about 45 minutes. My heart just beating.
Awesome.
In fact, earlier in the damn game, Jose Bautista hit a home run, and I jumped up so quick I almost passed out. And nobody noticed but me. I jumped up, and then I'm like, oh, and I fell back.
This section of Sports Talk is sponsored by Reid Price, and Lizzie is just eating every second up of it. But I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting you all pre-gamed for your Habs game.
I love being a bleacher creature.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was lucky enough to be at the game with the Yankees where the kid caught the ball by mistake, and I was on the other side all the way up. And you saw something happen, but you weren't really sure what happened. And it's just one of those things, like, that's why when you've got your huge screen TV like you do, and when you're watching your sports and you're like, oh, well, just watch the replay. Well, there's no replay when you're there.
Yeah,
so, it's just amazing. And when I was doing my research / stalking your Instagram, trying to, get a sense of what, you're all about. It was so neat to see how, you played semi-pro baseball. What was your position?
I was a catcher and a center fielder.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you have wonderful knees.
Young legs. Yeah. 1 knee surgery, 2 ankle surgeries. I'm hanging in there.
So good thing that whole acting thing is working out for you, right?
Yeah, my hamstrings are for shit too, man. I played 1 season of good baseball when I moved to Nova Scotia, and my hamstring just tear apart like nothing.
Trust me.
Stride is good on the ice, but running, forget about it.
If it's any consolation, it only gets worse when you get older. So I just wanted to let you know that.
That's what I keep hearing.
No, but anyway, I want to thank you so much. Lizzie, do you have anything else?
I just want to thank you. I wish you, I'm really looking forward to this season, and I'm hoping that it was Tom that was on the other end of the radio. And I know you can't tell us, so that's okay. I'm good with that. Alex is the one that can't wait.
No, you know what? It's just funny because I've just come to the conclusion that, it is what it is. And the fact that now that we're in the new year and we know it's coming this year.
It's really getting difficult to wait.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's just like it's coming. So I'm not really worried. I unfortunately won't get the pleasure of binging it like I did last year because I came on the From train a little bit late. Yes. So I'm going to have to wait week to week. But, if there's any time that you want to come back, you are always welcome. And if you ever want to just talk sports, you and I can just do a sports podcast and screw Lizzie. And no, but thank you. Thank you. I'm doing another podcast and she calls me a cheater because I'm cheating on her.
Cheating on me.
Oh, shoot.
And you know something? I feel bad because I do miss this because we haven't podcasted in about a month since we talked to one of your other cohorts.
I had
Hannah.
to take clothes off this chair.
So
that's what I'm using it for.
So thank you so much, Reid. And you guys can check him out on all the things that he talked about, from Sullivan's Crossing, whenever that shows up, to Kings and Pawns and The Sinner, and hopefully someday season 2 of From. I'm just going to throw out your your Instagram so you can get some
nice.
more followers, and your Twitter if you want to follow him.
That's dope.
And folks, if you have any comments, please, put them in the comments below. Smash the like button or the subscribe button so we can keep going. And Reid, again, thank you so much, because I know it was kind of a hard time coming because you were so busy doing stuff. And I guess it's time for us to get out, because when the bell starts ringing, we got to go to get drunk at Reid's potato alcohol, whatever. Now the real question is that real alcohol? That and other questions are going to be answered in season 2. We're out of here.
Thanks guys.
You got it.
Thank you.